In this Playwright tutorial, I will discuss about how to generate multiple types of Playwright test reports. So already you have seen how to generate HTML test report so far. Now let's see how to generate JSON test report. So here I will go to the VS Code and I will quickly create one spec file under chapter 4. So here I will give the spec file name as 04 underscore test reports underscore test dot spec dot ts. So that's it. So here I will go to the one of the spec file and I will copy the test from the other spec file. So I will paste it in the new spec file. So that's it, guys. So if you see this particular spec file, so it contains total 3 tests. So test 1, test 2 and test 3. So if you see this, all these tests all will get pass, and I will make intentionally one test fail here. So here I'll copy it and I'll paste it here down in the regression testing group. Here I will pass intentionally incorrect page title. So that's it, guys. So let me rename the test title also. So now we have total 4 tests, test 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 3 tests will get pass and a fourth test will get fail. So this is all about the spec file. Now let's see how to specify the JSON test report in the playwright.config.ts file. So here you can go to the reporter and here you need to pass it as a array if you want to generate the multiple test reports in the Playwright. So here I'll say array. So already we are generating the HTML test report. In the similar way, so let's generate the JSON test report. So here you need to specify the JSON and followed by that you need to specify the location where you want to generate the JSON test report. So here I'll specify the output file name. Then in the single quotation I will specify the location of the file. So here I will simply generate my JSON test report in the root folder itself. So if you want to generate the test report within the root folder, directly you can specify the file name. If you want to generate in any custom folders, you need to specify the complete path of the custom folder. So here I will give the report name as JSON-test report.json. So that's it. Okay guys, we are done with specifying the JSON test report and also we have specified the location of the JSON test report where we want to generate it. So we have a spec file created here. So let's run this spec file. So let me copy the relative path of this and I will execute this spec file by using the npx playwright followed by test and then I will specify the location of the spec file. So let's run the test now. So if you see here guys, so right now we do not have the JSON file generated within our project folder. So after running this test, So it will generate the JSON test report. Now the test execution is started, and if you see here, we are running total 4 tests. So now first test is running, now second test execution is started, and the third test is running right now, and the fourth test is getting executed right now. So our fourth test will get failed because of mismatch in the web page title. So let's wait for some time. So it is going to generate the test report. So it will take few seconds, and then it is going to generate the test execution reports. So it is going to generate both HTML report and as well as the JSON test report. So this is our HTML report. You can open this report from the Playwright -report. You can open the index.html report. Now, and if you see here in our project folder structure, so there is a new file generated called JSON-test-report.json. So let's open this. So here you can search for the suits. And here, firstly, you can see the spec file. So in our case, we had only one spec file. So that's the reason here only one object is present. So if you executed 10 spec file, 10 objects will be present here. And so we have a suits. So inside this suits, we have two groups. If you see this spec file, so we have two groups. First one is smoke testing. Second one is regression testing. So if you see here, here also we have two groups. First one is smoke testing, and the second one is regression testing. In the smoke testing, we have only one test, that is test 1, and under the results you can see the actual status of the test. So test 1 is working fine. So let's go to the second group now, regression testing. So here we have test 2 and this status is passed. So now let's go to the test 3. So test 3, and here you can see the actual status is passed. And now let's go to the test 4. And if you see here, so this is our test 4 and it should get failed. And if you see here guys, so our test got failed. So this is how you can generate the JSON test report in Playwright Automation framework. So far you have seen how to generate JSON test report in Playwright. Now let's see how to generate JUnit test report in the format of XML. So here what I will do is I will close all these windows first. Then I will go to the playwright.config.ts file. So how we have specified the JSON test report generation thing. So similarly we can pass the JUnit here. So let me pass the JUnit here. Then here you need to specify the file name. So here I'll say JUnit-test-report.xml. So that's it guys. So only you need to remember is here you need to specify the JUnit followed by the file location where we want to generate the XML test report. So this is very much useful in the while setting up the pipeline execution. Now similarly let's use our test reports test spec file, and we will generate the JUnit test report. So I will run this spec file once again. I'll copy the relative path of this. So here I will quit the report which we have executed previously. So instead of that, let me delete this one and I will open the new terminal here. So let's run the spec file npx playwright followed by test, followed by the spec file. So this time on the left side, you can see that, so there is no XML report, that is a JUnit report, right? So after running this execution, we will be able to generate the JUnit test report in the format of XML. So first test execution is going on. Now second test execution is going on. So this is the third test execution going on. And now last test is running. So this test will get failed. So that is a known failure. So let's wait for some time. So it will try to poll for some time, and it is trying to validate the page title. So that's the reason still browser is open. So there is a default polling time is present in the Playwright. So it is waiting for that particular time. Once it is done, so it will close the browser and it will report all the test execution report. And if you see here, so it has generated our HTML report by default. And here you can see that total test is 4. And out of 4 test case, 3 are passing, 1 is got failed. So this is the expected test result. Now, if you see here on the left side, right guys? So here we have a JUnit-test-report.xml, right? After the execution only this file got generated. So let's open this one. And if you see in the top, and here, so if I scroll right side, so line number 2, you can check it. So this is our spec file. So under the test suites, we have the one spec file called test reports-test spec file. So if you are having multiple spec files, so all will be listed with the test suite tag. So let's look at the line number 2 now. So this is the name of the spec file, followed by this is the timestamp, and this is our browser name, and this is our total test. We had 4 tests and 1 is a failure there, right? And this is the test execution duration. And also here you can see that skipped test count also, right? So if I scroll down, here you can see that what is the test got failed here. So in the line number 30, so this is a group and this is the test name. So this is our spec file name. So it has reported all the details. So it is got failed, and with the each and every stack trace information of the failure here. So this is how you can generate the JUnit test report in the Playwright Automation testing. So far you have seen how to generate JSON test report, JUnit test report. Now let's see how to generate list test report. So let's go to the VS Code. Here you can go to the playwright.config.ts file once again. How we have specified the HTML test report, similarly we can specify the list test report also. So simply you need to pass the list here. So that's it. Now let's run our spec file. So I will open the terminal here and I will execute the test reports test spec file now. I'll copy the relative path and here I'll enter npx playwright followed by test, and I will specify our spec file path here. So this is not going to generate the separate file here. So this is going to generate the formatted output here. So let's run the test. So right now test 1 is running. and now test 2 is running. And now test 3 is running. So it looks like it is running the 4th test now. So it is waiting there because it is not matching the expected and actual web page title. So it is passed in the test 4. So it takes some time because so it is trying to compare the two values, but it is not matching. So there is a by default wait mechanism. So that's the reason it was taking the bit of time. So here you can see that total test is 4, 3 are passing, 1 is failed. So this is the expected output. So if you see here in this console output, so here you can see that all the tests are listed here. You can see that. So this test is passing, and this is the spec file, and this is a group, and this is the test name. And also you can see the what is the duration for running this test 1. And next we have test 2 and test 3. So test 2 and test 3 are getting passed, and also here you can see that so this particular test is getting failed, that is test 4. So this is how we can generate the list report in the Playwright. Now let's see how to generate .test report in Playwright. So here I will go to the playwright.config.ts file. How we have generated the list test report, in the similar way we can generate the .test report also. So here I'll put comma, and then I will specify the dot here. That's it. So let me comment the list test report. So that's it. So let's run the once again test reports spec file. So here I will copy the relative path of the spec file. Then I will open the terminal. So let's sorry guys. So here I will say npx followed by playwright test followed by spec file. So let's run the test now. So test 1 is running right now, and test 2 is running right now. So this is the test 3, execution is going on, and this is the 4th test, execution is going on. So it waits for some time because so our test will fail in the 4th execution. So that is nothing but so we had total 4 test cases, test 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4th test we are failing it intentionally. So that's the reason. So Playwright waits until that expected value is present with the automatic assertion wait time. So that's it guys. So our execution is completed. So here you can see that we have 3 test cases are passed and 1 is failed. So this is the expected test results. So this is our HTML report. Now if you go to our output, and if you see here guys, so previously we have seen the list test report, right? And here, so if test case is passing, so you can see the simple dot, and if it is getting failed, you will see the F. So this is how you can generate the .test report in the Playwright Automation framework.